Hey, Pop, what was your rank back in the Stone Age? Mess cook third class? Look at me when I'm talking to you, old-timer. Who are you and what are you doing on my base? And you can explain what that cheap little trick is. Buy that at the surplus store to impress the ladies?
Hey Pop, what was your rank back in the Stone Age? Mess cook, third class? The voice, slick with the unearned confidence of youth and peak physical conditioning, cut through the low hum of the mess hall. It belonged to Petty Officer Miller, a Navy SEAL whose neck was thicker than most men's thighs. He stood with two of his teammates, their trays laden with the kind of high-protein, high-calorie fuel required to forge human weapons. They formed a tight, intimidating triangle around a small square table where one man sat alone. George Stanton, 87 years old, didn't look up from his chili. He brought a spoonful to his lips with a hand that was steady, a stark contrast to the wrinkled, liver-spotted skin that covered it. He wore a simple tweed jacket over a white shirt, clothes that looked out of place and out of time amidst the sea of digital camouflage and navy blue uniforms. He chewed slowly, deliberately, his gaze fixed on a point somewhere beyond the far wall of the bustling Naval Amphibious Base Coronado dining facility. Miller smirked at his buddies, who chuckled in appreciation of their leader's wit. "I'm talking to you, old-timer. This is a military installation. You got a pass to be here, or did you just wander in from the retirement home looking for a free lunch?" The mess hall, never truly quiet, began to change its tune. The cacophony of 100 separate conversations began to falter. The clatter of forks and knives on ceramic plates became more distinct as other sounds faded. Heads were beginning to turn. This was more than just a young buck being loud. It was a performance, and an old man was the unwilling centerpiece. George finished his spoonful of chili. He placed the spoon down gently beside his bowl, the metal making no sound against the plastic tray. His movements were economical, devoid of any wasted energy. He still hadn't made eye contact with the SEAL looming over him. This placid refusal to engage seemed to fuel Miller's arrogance. He leaned in, planting his massive tattooed forearms on the table, a clear invasion of the old man's space. The table, bolted to the floor, didn't so much as shudder. "Look at me when I'm talking to you." Miller's voice dropped from a mocking tenor to a low growl. "We have standards here. We don't just let any civilian stroll in and take up a table. So I'm going to ask you again, who are you and what are you doing on my base?" The possessive pronoun "my base" hung in the air, thick and odious. Several of the younger sailors at nearby tables shifted uncomfortably. They knew Miller, knew his reputation. He was a phenomenal operator, a warrior of the highest caliber, but he carried his trident like a scepter and treated anyone outside his elite circle with a casual disdain that bordered on contempt. George finally turned his head. His eyes, a pale, watery blue, seemed to hold a profound weariness, but underneath it there was something else, a stillness,